Well, ladies and gentlemen, if it isn't the best time of the week, that is another episode of the Daily Dose Show with your boy, Dominic Pagura, and your other co-host, Alex Hunt. Here we are, back in the flesh, back for it's been a wild one.
It has been a wild one. It's been a crazy week. A lot of the stuff that we talked about on our Sunday show actually came to fruition, and we kind of manifested that shit. So I am happy to be here, and I am glad to be. Even though we're a day late, we're still able to knock this stuff out.
A day late, a day late. Yeah, no, it's all good. Honestly, it gave us another day to prepare for what is about to be an amazing show that we have coming on for you guys today. How are we doing today, guys? How's everybody doing?
I want to ask you.
Oh, what's good, Logan? Yeah, I want to ask you, Dom. How have you been, man? It's been since Sunday. How are we doing? Logan's already in the chat, going crazy already. Logan, we're getting you on, dude.
Logan, we're getting you
on. We're getting you on. You let me know if you'd rather do Wednesday or Sunday, Logan. You let me know, Logan.
You let us know, Logan. We'll get you on here. We'll chat it up.
Absolutely. But yeah, Dom, what's good? You been good? Everything good?
Dude, I have been great. I have been thriving as of late. Obviously, living as a 22-year-old now, it's a great feeling. But with the world of Cleveland sports right now being so eventful, it's a great time to be alive all together, and it's just a great vibe all together. What's Logan saying?
Max Dawes in the chat going.
Max, all right.
Yeah, he's chirping Logan down there. Yeah.
Don't be beefing in our chat.
We have good vibes only in the chat. What's going on?
Come on now.
I'm playing. But
but how are you, Alex? I want to know.
Dude, I can't complain, man. The Guardians are on after showing us all that they could actually lose 4 games in a row. They decided to win 5 in a row. So
yep.
I'm feeling just about as good as they are right now, to be honest with you. The pitching rotation looks formidable for once. Should we say for the first time all year? I mean, how's everybody doing? Right, chat? You right, chat? Exactly. Max is making fun of us for saying chat because all the time. Yeah, I could tell. I could just tell.
Your chat. You're in our chat.
Max, you are our chat. You are chat. Yeah, I'm literally gonna make you like a mod so that you are chat. Ooh. So that you're literally just chat. So then Max is just chat.
That would be tough.
That's his title.
He's going to college, so he won't be paying much attention to our streams here soon.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, he's a fake fan for sure.
Fake fan.
It's all right. Max, if you even show up for one of the 2 shows while you're in college, that'll be like up here.
A highlight.
No diss. He said no diss. No diss. All right, that's fair. But
anyways, Alex.
Yeah, I'm great, dude. The vibes are high. I think Cleveland is in the limelight to a degree.
Right now.
To a degree.
Yep, they're up right now, big time.
Besides our first pick, doing not so good things.
I mean, it's nothing to be. I don't know. It's definitely.
Logan said, "Make me mod." Logan, I got you. I don't even know if I can do that right now, but I got you.
It's definitely a point of concern. We'll definitely get more into that as we begin our discussion on the Cleveland Guardians. But yeah, quickly going on Bazana and talking a little bit about him. It's really interesting because he had such a strong showing the first, I think it was 2 or 3 games, and then, I mean, he really just hasn't been able to put together some good complete games lately, and obviously he's kind of getting used to the way that Major League and minor league kind of work together, and I know he's got a long way to go, but you just want to continue to see progress, even if it's slow. I'll take slow progress, especially out of him.
No, 100%, and
better than no progress.
No, 100%. And then they were talking about how this happened before a couple of years ago. and he basically just made a couple small adjustments and kind of started flourishing and became the MVP in the Australian, out playing out in Australia, obviously. So this isn't the first time that it's happened, and it certainly won't be the last. I mean, it's baseball, something that just happens as you kind of go up. So from hearing about it, nothing that we should be worried about, and yeah, it just kind of tells us that we aren't gonna see him this year most likely. So
Not likely.
very unlikely, very unlikely. He would have to be playing with the Rubber Ducks like now.
So yeah, honestly, he would probably have to be in Double A by now.
Yeah, like right, like because they just made all those moves. They just moved a lot of people around, and he would have that would have been his chance to get into Double A if he was showing out. But
Right.
obviously, he is not showing out. So,
Not much.
but nonetheless, yeah, I mean, it's been it's been great. I've been happy watching this rotation, the starting
Me too.
rotation
Yeah,
actually
so-
flourish a little bit.
Right, let's get right into it. So the rotation right now looking really, really well. I don't want to say really, really good is really kind of early to be making that statement as of right now, but I think like you said, they're formidable. You can see what they're kind of trying to go for, and if we continue to see the same success that we saw the last 3 games, I think our pitching staff is going to be a-okay heading into October.
I think they have the pitching staff right almost. Because right now it's Gavin Williams, Bybee because of the injury, and he missed a week. So
Yep.
then it was Gavin, Bybee, then it goes Lively into Boyd, obviously, and Cobb. And with the way that they just ran through a rotation, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I like
Yeah.
it. I,
Yeah.
I was completely fine with it. I mean, and even if you look at Cobb's first start, if you take away 1-3-0 pitch, he throws completely fine too. Again,
Mhm.
so it's like you got to look at it. It's baseball. Things happen, and obviously they're gonna both. We're gonna see how they settle in. But if they can pitch like that, then Cleveland's in a good spot, and they feel a lot better about their pitching going into the October.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think the Cubs were a great, great matchup to have at this point in the season for us, especially with the way that everything's been going with our pitching staff and our offense, defense, whole team all together. As we approach this pretty ruthless gauntlet against the Milwaukee Brewers, who are currently top of the NL Central. The Yankees, of course, who are neck and neck. They are atop of the AL East right now. Then we go down to Texas to play the Rangers, who, of course, they're third in the West right now. They don't have the best record, but they have a great roster. We all know that. We know that they were in the World Series last year, won the World Series last year. So it's, they still got a lot of talent. And then we go to Kansas City for a 4-game stretch. So, I mean, this next couple series here is going to be really, really tough for us. But as long as our guys show up and played like they just did against the Cubs, like I said, I think this was a great warm-up series for us heading into these pretty tough games.
No, absolutely. I do want to say Christian Yelich is out for the year. I just did see that, so that is an absolute big strike to the Brewers' offense
Huge.
and defense. But yeah, I mean it was a much needed sweep to remind yourself that you're still better than the teams that are supposed to be below you. You got to have one of those series that reminds you, like, there's a reason you are the best team in baseball. Once again, finding yourself atop the best teams in baseball. I mean, it's just they got to keep battling. I mean, if they just continue to battle, they're going to win. They're going to win. They're going to win series. They're going to win series against good teams. I mean, they have, and they've won. I mean, they won one of the 2 series against the Orioles, tied the other. They won against the Phillies. Like they win against good teams. They've shown you that they can beat good teams in series. They just need to continue to do so. And yeah, you're gonna lose some series. Like You have the Yankees coming up with all these good teams coming up. You're gonna lose some series. It's just gonna happen. You obviously don't want it to happen, but it's gonna happen. No one, right? Yeah, no one wants to lose, but you when you play all these good teams like we are, then you're gonna find yourself in a really good series and finding really good games.
Right.
And it's just good. It's good the rotation is getting solid right now because we're really gonna get a good look at how they can perform down the stretch of the season. So, yeah, I'm huge here. And Logan just threw a little side question in the
Of
chat.
course he did.
He said, "Is Aaron Judge the best player to ever play now that he's the fastest player to 300 home runs?"
Stop releasing Yankees in the chat.
No.
Wait, did he say the greatest Yankee?
No, the greatest player to ever play. And that answer, the
If you
answer
were
is
saying the Yankees, I would have said me.
he might be the best Yankee ever, Logan.
Honestly,
he might be the best Yankee ever, but he is definitely not the best baseball player.
I think as of right now, Jeter and A-Rod are still up above him, but especially Jeter. He's up there high.
Yeah, I mean Jeter. He's definitely above A-Rod, I think, at this point. I mean, pending like as long as Aaron Judge doesn't get a random like steroid accident. If as long as nothing like that ever happens, like Aaron Judge will. I think he's already better than A-Rod just because A-Rod decided to take steroids. I still think A-Rod was a great player. I just think you either have to discredit everybody or nobody that used it. You know what I'm saying? And there's just so many players that you discredit them because of steroids that you're like, well, you have to kind of discredit everyone. So I believe if Aaron Cap is for sure the best Yankee of all time, I think they need to win. He needs a ring. He needs a ring.
Especially since they haven't won.
Jeter got the ring. Jeter got the ring. Like, I'm pretty sure A-Rod got a ring too.
I think so.
Like all the shoot, the Yankees have a deep list, and that's the other thing you got to think about. Like, I know this isn't a Yankee show, but like, yeah, the Yankees. The Yankees got a deep all-time list. I mean, you got a long list of players. Obviously, some of them are outdated in the fact of metrics now.
Severely outdated.
Yeah, for sure. But Aaron Judge is up top, definitely top 3, probably 2 to 1 in Yankees. And baseball, he's got a little bit of time. He's got to solidify a couple more good years.
Oh, for sure.
And then he'll be fine.
Needs a ring.
And they need a ring. They do.
If he doesn't win a championship,
you're right, Logan. They do. Logan, you're right. They do need to bring back the Royd era in baseball. I believe so. Cool. I think it's time for sticky tack and steroids. That's just it. It's simply that time. It's that time when I need pitchers throwing 105 and with shit that moves like a slip and slide, and I just need roided up Josh Naylor.
I do miss when pitches would be
John Kenzie Noel smashing a hanging breaking ball 700 feet because he
would hit the Guardian sign out instead of out in the field.
Like Ohtani ripping a 550-foot home run to deep center field. Aaron Judge just destroying one out. Like, you know how many more bay shots there would be? The Giants Stadium would be the best stadium again because of the home runs.
Insane, dude. It would be
100%. Bring back the Royd era. I appreciate you, Logan. But back to the team at hand. Rocchio is playing baseball at a little league level right now, and I don't.
Did you see that ball that rolled?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I said a little league level, because I have legitimately seen little leaguers play better, and so that brings me to here we are. Like, is it time for Arias to come back up because he's killing it right now in AAA?
Dude, we were just talking about it. We said honestly, it might be time to give Arias one more shot.
And Rocchio was just he was such a good defender that it was like so hard to bring him out of the lineup because it's like the defense. It's a Miles Straw situation. Now it's just like he can't even field correctly. So if he's gonna make 3 terrible plays a week, I would rather have Arias up here who would make 1 terrible play a week, and he can hit the ball at a 3 points better percentage. So like, what am I doing? What are we doing here?
Well, and if you're looking for power hitting, I mean, still, even with Arias, you have a little bit more oomph in his bat than you do with Rocchio, and it's kind of
100%.
it's like, dude, really? Like, how are you consistently playing at a major league level and you have stayed the exact same and or regressed in some bit? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I understand what they're doing with keeping him on, as he has the experience now as a starter, but he doesn't play like he has the experience. He legitimately plays like he is kind of like a thrown into the rotation kind of guy, just got called up from AAA. Whereas Arias is like, dude, I've been on major league rosters before. Like, this is nothing new.
No, Arias is here for business. He plays like he is getting better to a degree. Like, yeah, there's some ups and downs, but I feel like with him, they're not as like Rocchio is either doing okay or he is doing so piss poor. With Arias, you don't have as low of a floor. The floor for Arias is higher than Rocchio, and Rocchio hits his floor too much.
I agree. So, but would you say, obviously Schneemann doesn't have enough time, I guess, for us to kind of compare him to those two guys, but like, could you see Daniel Schneemann being an everyday guy in the future?
Well, that's why I think the Arias move is better, because you can pair him with Schneemann. Mm-hmm. And you don't have to have Arias at short. Arias can also play in the outfield. He can also play first base. He can also give Jose a day off. Like, you're talking about a dude that can play more than just shortstop now. Now he can help you throughout the lineup in different ways. So it's like, that's why I think Arias is just the all-around better candidate at shortstop right now, because yeah, I mean, if not, like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna move Jimenez over to shortstop and like make Rocchio play second and hope that like you avoid error? Like, what do you do?
Okay, so in that scenario there, obviously we know that Jimenez is a Golden Glove, Platinum Glove, even winning.
He would still be a Gold Glover.
You still
Yeah.
think he would be okay?
He won.
Yeah,
He practices over there.
Know. Yeah,
he's ready. He's ready. Yep. And a dude that got paid, he's willing to do whatever the team asks of him. So
I think with all this, like, obviously, like we said, he's played it before. He practices there, but they really haven't given him a shot there at all.
No.
In what world do you see them legitimately giving him a shot?
If they're not going to bring back an Arias, if they're not going to bring, or if they want to bring up a Valera or someone else that plays second, and give someone else at second a shot, a second baseman prospect, because you haven't really given one. You've had Jimenez. You don't really need one. Yeah, I mean, or you bring Manzardo back and you put him at like third or first or something, and then you move people around, and then you put Jimenez back at short again. They could, like, there's a different ways they could go about it. It's just the best decision for them, I think, is just Arias with a Schneemann platoon, even a Freeman platoon, and then you just you pray, and then you pray that, like, because obviously if you keep Jimenez at second, you're getting Platinum Glove second baseman.
Sure.
And then you have Jose at third, so you're just praying on short. And if you have Arias in, then I feel a lot better.
It just makes me so mad. Like it just really makes me so mad how good our infield is, and then their shortstop, and it's like, bro, that's like one of the most important positions on defense.
It's
Rocchio. What?
Have you been listening to
No sense.
have you been listening to the interviews from Boyd and Cobb the last 2 days?
Mm-mm, I
So
missed them.
their post game interviews have both just been like they talk about how good the Cleveland defense is, and then like I've been watching obviously like different shows, and they always put an emphasis on like but Rocchio. They're like look how good our defense is, but Rocchio,
Yep.
but Rocchio, but
Yep.
Rocchio. So it's
You
like
want that? You want that to be the stigma for your shortstop?
well
It's
they
no.
they
Get him out of there. Get him out
they
of
have
here.
to do it soon, like
They have
really
to.
soon, because they have to get Arias back in the swing of being up here
That makes me
before.
so nervous, bro.
Yeah, because I mean, if you don't put him in now, he has like a month until he's in postseason. And if you need him for the postseason, you want him to be at least acclimated to playing back in the majors again. I mean, I know he's been up here, so it's not that bad, but he's also been down there for a minute. So you got to kind of like remind yourself, I'm in the majors again. Like, here we go.
Yep.
So, I mean, man, I I want Arias back. I would feel more comfortable with Arias in the lineup for sure.
Yep.
And I think they need to do that. They need to make that move. Other than that, I mean, the team's doing well. They're scoring.
Yeah, I mean they're doing great right now. I was gonna say, I mean, we're just on the topic of Rocchio. I mean, with that mistake that Rocchio had, obviously we were in a good position already with the score thanks to our offense. But
Yeah,
Rocchio, with that ball rolling right, I mean, it was a routine play, and he just let it go right under his glove.
it gets him.
You cannot have that happen in the postseason. Nothing
No,
like that.
no.
Nothing.
You can. It's just it's a terrible. It's a stupid focus play that just shows that he's not focused when he
Yep.
needs to be at
Yep.
the end of the game to close
You're
it
100%
out.
right.
And it's just
100%.
like, what are we doing here? We need you. Like you're the shortstop. You're not just like some guy. You're the guy.
Dude, and we would love to root for him. Obviously, we're rooting.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate him because I want him to be good. But like,
I hate you.
as a Guardians fan, as a Guardians fan, we're like the shortstop factory. I mean, we always have a shortstop, I feel like. And right now we don't. So it's very weird. And we're kind of like clinging to people, hoping for them to be the guy. And Rocchio, as of right now, is not the guy. And I don't know what he needs to be the guy or if he'll ever be the guy, but
that's what also confuses me is the fact that I wouldn't even say like Arias didn't have as bad of a stretch even as anywhere close to what Rocchio's done with us.
No.
They sent him down and acted like he was the issue, and it's like,
well, because I think you already got a little bit of Arias the year before, so you kind of like Rocchio was the guy that if you were gonna let him get through a rough spot, it's gonna be him. And the problem is he's just not getting out of it. So now they have to come to a thing like, all right, are we gonna like let him figure it out in AAA for the rest of the year and then try to come back next year? Or I miss Lindor too, Logan. I miss Lindor too, man. It sucks every day. If this team had Lindor right now, we would be World Series locks. We'd be the best team in baseball.
We would be the best team in baseball by probably 8 or 9 games right now.
Right now, if we had Francisco Lindor on our team, we would say, yeah,
historic run right now.
Right now we would be the best team in baseball by a wide margin, and we would be coasting through right now. Like we should be up in the division by 10 games.
We should. We literally should.
Like 10 plus games. We should not even be sweating the division. The fact that I'm even sitting here wondering what the division is doing on a day-to-day basis right now hurts my.
Laughable.
It's laughable because the Twins are not the Royals are frauds. The Twins are frauds. Like the Royals are
legit.
The Royals are garbage. Bobby Witt Jr. is having the best season he'll ever have, and other than that, the rest of the team is garbage. They just somehow sometimes play, and they already played all their games against the White Sox. They won every game against the White Sox. It's the only reason that they're good.
Yep.
take away their White Sox games and they're fucking nothing. They're not that good of a team. And they have a really hard stretch coming up, so they're about to get humbled really quickly.
Games over 500, and the Twins are only 14 with probably the same case too. I mean, all the games, and we're no. I mean, we lost a few to the White Sox, but we're still no excuse either. I mean, any team that gets free wins against the White Sox, that's
we still have some, don't we? We still have
one more series against them.
Yeah, and so it's like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, the good thing is that like the Twins have beat you twice in 6 games.
Yep.
Or whatever it is. You're 4-2 against them. Don't think you're really worried about them that much. You feel good against the Twins. The Royals, you haven't really played that much, to be honest with you. I feel like we never play them.
Who?
The Royals. I just feel like we don't play them. Like I know we play them again, but like I just feel like we haven't played them at all. So.
Well, I mean, honestly, like. I don't want to say the Tigers are kind of in that case too, but like I feel like we haven't played the Tigers as much as we usually do. But we definitely.
Well, you don't play the division as much anymore now because you play every MLB team.
Right.
So there is already less games, but I think it's just the spread. Like I think we played the Twins in such a mass amount early that it's like now you only have we only have one more series against them too. Mm-hmm. 1 against the Twins, maybe 2 against the Royals.
I think we have 2 against the Royals left. So we have a 4-game coming up and a 3-game coming up after. So we play Kansas City 4 games, Pittsburgh 3 games, and then we play Kansas City again.
So we're gonna get hella familiar with the.
We still have a lot of division games left, which that's good for us because that can put us way up there. We should be central locks.
We should be. We should be central locks. Like we should win. I mean, you hope you win the Twins series. We should win at least one of the Royals series. We should win the White Sox series. Like if we play our baseball, we can win. We win all of the series. And truly, I think Arias gives you the better benefit of the doubt. Not like they play Guardians ball better with Arias. Arias can just get you that double in the gap, get you that really hard hit line drive single through the infield. He's a good fielder. He gives you a lot more. I think a lot more of he's more of an all-around weapon, and I think that's really what this team is missing. And
100%.
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to think of other things about the Guardians right now that I'm thinking about.
So obviously we had a big series. We didn't talk too much about Cobb and Boyd.
Boyd. We talked a little bit about Cobb.
We did. Boyd. Cobb was one of our acquisitions. I made the video on it.
Yes.
Giants, so.
Cobb is looking to be a great acquisition, and I think they kind of went for that. Like, hey, we know you're a little bit older, but we're already well past halfway through the season. We need you to play, even if we get to the World Series, the equivalent of about a half a season.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that? Like, yeah, of course you could do that. If you still think you could pitch in the MLB, then you still think you could pitch half a season. Hell yeah. And I think the confidence of putting these two pitchers together who are familiar with each other, who just kind of went down the same path of recovery, who get to be in the clubhouse together every day, working and competing and trying to get better, knowing that you're doing it for a team that you could help potentially win a World Series is just so much more. I feel like if there's any team that's going to get the best out of these two players, it's the Guardians. And I think we're seeing it. Like, they want to be here. The fans are live. They know what they can do. And they're just going out there knowing that, like, they're just ready to compete, knowing that the team, like, needs them. And it's good. It's been great. Boyd had a fantastic first start. He looked great. He looked untouchable.
He did. He looked really
If he
good.
didn't have a pitch limit on him, he would have pitched through 7, I assume.
I was shocked that for him to have came into this game with the way that his man, what is that horrible noise, Alex?
Sorry.
It was so loud. But shit, what are we talking about? Boyd, that's what it's just a shame because you know Boyd has had this kind of rough path getting here and playing and starting and finding success. Obviously coming over from the Tigers, but now with his game against the Cubs the other night, it was like, okay, well, if we can get this every time we start him, I think we might be okay because he's playing. If he's playing the 4 spot, or Cobb's playing 4 and 5, whatever. Like you just said, I mean, it goes nicely for the 2 because they've obviously had kind of a difficult season, and for them to be, you know, have each other's backs, be the 4 and 5 spot. Know that one guy is going to be there, you know, for you after the game and stuff like that to kind of just lean on and talk to. It's a nice combo. And hopefully those guys really find their groove and become that end of the starting rotation that we're set, man. We got Williams, we got Bybee, and we got
Lively,
right. We're good. We're chilling. That's all we need. Especially right now. I'm glad that we're figuring this out. And I hate to speak too soon because we've only seen a small sample size out of them. But I think that small sample size might just be enough. For me, Alex.
It's looking good, man. I mean, Boyd looked insane. I mean, if he's throwing at the end of the day, we just wanted them to come in here and throw strikes. That was our problem. Logan Allen couldn't throw strikes. They were walking too many people. Carrasco, Sticks, all of them. Just too many walks. And walks and like when you don't walk people, those hits that you give up are just they're less impactful because there's not already free runners on the bases. That's when you get yourself in trouble. It's like if they're hitting you, and you'll be able to get yourself. You're a good enough pitcher to get yourself into ground balls and double plays and pop flies if you know that maybe your stuff is gonna get touched. And and really that's what Cobb I think does. Cobb pitches more to contact.
Yep.
Boyd just was throwing. I mean, he was just the way he was just lining up strikes. I mean, he was in. I don't think he was in any 2-0 counts, 2-1 counts. Like he was 0-2, 1-2.
The Guardians are 5-0 since trading Xavion Curry.
Ugh.
How about that?
I hate it.
How about that?
I hate it.
Why?
Is
Curry,
that
there was a Curry curse in Cleveland, and now it's gone.
Is that was that the player to be named?
No, we traded him to the Marlins.
How? The trade deadline passed. How the fuck did we trade him?
Or they signed him? I don't know.
I'm assuming they ran out of options with him, and when they put him back down for the last time, he had to go through waivers first, and then the Marlins signed him through waivers.
Something like that. I don't know, but
he probably was out of options. I mean, yeah, you're running out of options with a lot of players, and to be fair, one of them is, oh, why am I? Oh my god.
Is he playing in AAA right now?
No. One of our MLB one of Sandlin or Barlow, one of them is almost out of options. If we send them down and they come back up, if we send them down again, like they have to go through waivers and we could lose them.
Where are all of our pitching prospects? That's what I want to know.
We only have one now. We only have one that's ready, and that's Walters. That's Andrew Walters. That's it.
When we called this year, I mean that was pretty big for us, and that was a big oomph for our bullpen there. But
do we have nobody? Nobody.
Yeah, nobody.
No,
really.
Nobody that's ready. Cantillo was the last person that was ready to come up besides Walters. And Cantillo's already back in AAA. Yep. So, yeah, I mean, right now you're in the only way that any of the starting pitchers, in my opinion, are coming up is if they try to fill a long relieving spot. And the only pitcher that I think would do that is Carrasco. I think Carrasco's the only one. Sticks is too
Really?
wide. Yeah, I like Carrasco the first time through the lineup is a dog. After that, he sucks. So if you
True.
could
Now
get
we're
him
on.
in a if you could get him in a position where like he's pitching 1 to 3 innings max, like I think you're looking at a Carrasco that could keep his ERA at like a 3,
Yep.
and
No
not
run
and
first inning is a lock when Carrasco's
yeah,
pitching.
100%. When Carrasco's pitching, like he is locked for the first time through the lineup. It's just after that he throws a mistake here, a mistake here, he walks someone here, and it's just like, but yeah, I'm in. I am all in on the Carrasco long relief, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the only person I think they would do it with.
I
So,
agree. I agree.
but
Besides that, though, I know we said we were kind of running out of things to talk about. One thing I do want to mention, though, of course, the Guardians right now are atop of the American League with 72 wins, 49 losses, and compared to the National League, we're currently the best team in baseball. No
I
surprise.
know, I know.
49
Well,
losses, a lowest in the whole MLB.
I know the Dodgers lose or do they win or are they playing?
The Dodgers are currently playing.
Because I know they were tied with us yesterday. Well, we had one less loss than they did, but the same amount of wins.
They are 71 and 51.
Oh, they only have 71 wins?
Yep.
What a bunch of posers. Never
Posers.
mind. Never
Posers.
mind. Absolute buffoons.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing new anymore, man. The hate is real. They put the Brewers above us. They put the Orioles above us. We go on a little losing streak, and all of a sudden they stop caring about the Guardians again. We've
When
seen
will they
it.
learn?
We've seen it before, man. I mean, like, listen. The fact of the matter should be we lost 7 games in a row, and we are still the best team in baseball. That's what people should really be fucking talking about. Is the fact that how did we lose 7 games in a row, then win 5, and all of a sudden we're here again? Like, so you're telling me the other teams aren't doing that great either, and they're not. They're not.
We're not.
The White Sox blew the Yankees to smithereens in the first game. It was like 10-2.
Yep. Yeah, but between the Yankees, dude, even the Astros, man, they've made an impressive run. Obviously, with their early season struggles,
The Mariners and the Astros run at the end to see who wins that division is going to be a really good race.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see who comes down with that. I mean, I don't really like the Astros, so like I kind of hope
Cheers.
I hope the Mariners make it. But
Cheers.
the Mariners have a really good team, and I don't know if I don't know if I'm trying to play them in the playoffs.
Well, I would imagine they'll probably play wild card because they're only the 8th seed right now, if anything.
No, but I'm saying if they win their division.
Oh, well, right, yeah. Oh, if they win the division, then yeah, that's different.
I don't want to play them.
Yeah, I can see man, that's tough because so the first team is the only team that gets a bye in the first round, right?
It's the first and second team. That's why it's basically a lock for the AL Central and the AL East. It's basically just the AL Central and the AL East are battling over who's going to be 1 and 2, who's going to face the worser, and who's going to face the better.
We better get, dude. We're gonna end up getting like, I mean, we're gonna end up getting like the Twins or the Royals or somebody.
Well, it's gonna be a team. It's gonna be a team like the Twins.
Easy pickings.
If it, oh, you know how happy I would be if we got the Twins. Oh, dude, I would love to see the Twins and the Royals make it in, but I think only two of them will. I don't think the Royals are ready yet.
No, you don't think?
I don't think so. The Twins have Astros are cheaters. Doesn't count. I know, Logan.
Oh, thank you, Logan. Thank you.
I know,
Logan. I remember that when they lost to the Astros. That one, it wasn't the cheating year, but when they lost in the American League Championship Series in 2019. I remember
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flip is lit.
Yeah, no, I hate it. It's no good. We don't like that. We don't like the Astros.
Nope.
The Astros are cheaters.
That's one thing we can have in common. Is that
Yeah, the Astros are cheaters, Trap. We know that. We are aware of the Astros cheating, but yeah, I mean the Guardians just got to continue to keep pushing, and they'll be okay.
absolutely. Is there anything else on the topic of the Guardians that you want to talk? I know we talked what the next few series looks like. It's going to be a gauntlet run for us, of course, playing some tough teams. What's
Was
he saying?
Logan said at Calvin's, and then he got drunk.
Yep. I was gonna say him and Justin started fighting over it, and he was yelling at him. He
That's
was like, "All
funny.
right, that's it. I need a drink."
That's funny. That's funny.
He had his
My,
Yankees
my
jersey
dad
on.
slammed a bat into our TV after that series. But no, man, I got nothing. I got nothing on the Guardians.
Oh, that's funny.
I think it's time to get into some Browns.
I think so too. I think that's a good spot to leave off on baseball.
I think it is. I think it is.
On that funny note,
Yeah, the Browns.
the Brownies
They
obviously had their first preseason game against the Green Bay Packers, in which we didn't really see much, but I mean, it's whatever. I mean,
yeah,
it's the
I mean
first
we talked
preseason game.
about it. We talked about it on
Well,
Sunday.
we did. Right,
and
we did. And as we get closer, like that game against Seattle on the 24th, we're going to see a decent amount of our starters playing, at least a series or two.
Yeah.
Just to get the feel. I mean, even in this next game, we'll see a couple of our rotational starting guys getting some snaps and just seeing what they're doing. The Vikings are in town right now for a 3-day practice, obviously leading up into the game Saturday. And I've been seeing on social media all week MJ Emerson locking up Justin Jefferson.
I've been seeing some Browns content, some good Browns content.
Yep. What kind of content, Alex, if you don't mind me asking?
I've been seeing everybody cook up. I've been seeing Emerson Island a lot. I saw that post. I saw just the defense cooking in general, to be honest with you. And
defense having a standout. And speaking of defense,
yeah, speaking of defense, we got JOK took a pay cut to stay here.
Yeah,
a big pay cut. I ran some numbers on that. That's it. He took a big pay cut.
Numbers. Enlighten me.
Yeah, I was looking at the numbers on it, and if you compare it to the annual average MLB, or I said MLB, but linebacker position,
middle
linebacker position, he took a extremely very 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 overwhelming pay cut. But in guaranteed money, he's like the third highest middle linebacker.
Well, and that's the thing, because he plays middle linebacker, but he also plays that sub linebacker role where he goes down and he'll go to the line of scrimmage and he'll blitz a lot. But they have him drop back in that center area, however many yards that is, obviously, from the line of scrimmage. And I mean, he plays phenomenal either way. And he can line up anywhere on the field. He would be an all-star player for sure. He will be, as long as he can stay healthy, a really, really good unit on our defense. And with him being locked up, I know you mentioned the pay cut, obviously. What do you kind of see, or what does that say to you of what the Browns players currently think of this team right now? Like, do you think they're like, I don't need to take all this money, because do you see our team right now? Like,
they're playing. He took a pay cut to, and just like players have reconstructed their contract, it's because they have a win now mentality. They know that if they come here and they play here, and if they stay here for the next couple of years, they're going to be competing for a Super Bowl, and they're going to be competing in the playoffs, and they're going to be competing to win the whole thing every year. And so that's a big incentive. That's a bigger incentive than money to hoist that trophy and to get the job done. And I mean, this is a team of chemistry. and you can just tell by
This
the
isn't
way,
just thrown together.
by the way that the players are taking pay cuts and reworking their contracts to get players in here because they want to win, and they do it all for the guy next to them because that locker room is just such a brotherhood that they're all willing to make sacrifices to get the job done, and that's what I mean, it's exactly the culture right now in Cleveland is something we've never seen before.
Agreed.
So, like,
Totally.
to say, and as Browns fans, like, yeah, Logan's is talking
I
about.
can tell every time you look over there. I know it's probably something.
But yeah, no, I mean, it's just it. And yeah, exactly. I could tell what you were saying, Logan. That's why I was trying to say they're locked in. They're just locked in. They're playing for each other and they're locked in. And this season's going to be crazy. The fact we can even sit here and talk about we should make the playoffs, we should run a deep, and we should win a fucking Super Bowl, like that's something that Browns we've never been able to do. So the fact that we're here, I embrace every second of it. I let the media hate. I let everything happen because it's just.
I was gonna say
it's worth it.
I want them to not talk about us.
Keep us out of the limelight all year.
Yep.
I don't care. I do not care how ESPN.
Like, wait, I haven't seen anything on the Browns. They're good. They're supposed to be horrible.
Yeah.
Guess what? We're not.
Yeah, because every time the media starts talking about the Browns, I start hearing excuses. And I just hate it. I hate it. It's so bad. Like why can't the Lions are getting so accepted for being good? Why can't the Browns get accepted for being good like the Lions? Jared Goff is not better than Deshaun Watson, and people sit here and they.
I don't know. That's tough.
It's not tough. There's nothing tough about that. Jared Goff is the most like. There's a reason the Rams picked Matthew Stafford. There's just a reason. Jared Goff is not the guy. He's not the guy that they.
I don't have too much of an opinion on that.
He's never going to hold. Jared Goff is never going to hold a Super Bowl. Never. Never.
I love Deshaun as a player. Jared Goff
is not that good. What are we doing? Oh, Jared Goff's a great guy and he's a fine quarterback, but he's nothing more than Dak Prescott but white.
I'm not gonna say much because I don't have much.
What?
Okay.
Has he been? What MVP conversation has he been in? Which one? Because it wasn't this one, and it wasn't the one with the fucking Rams. Because he's not an MVP caliber quarterback. If Deshaun Watson did half of what he does, Deshaun Watson gets talked about as being an MVP. Why? Because he's just a better all-around quarterback. When you look at Jared Goff, when you sit here and he has a year that he's not in the MVP category. Why did they make it all the way? They were the top 4 teams, but why was he not a top 4 quarterback? Because he's not. He is in a top 4 system of good team. He is a good team. He has a good offensive line. He has good wide receivers. He has a great tight end. He has a great coach with a great scheme, a fantastic defense. What the fuck else do you want from him? They lost every good game that they were supposed. They got blown out by the Ravens. Blown out. They couldn't score. They could not put points on the board. There were multiple games last season that we looked at the Lions and said, "Well, wait a minute. They're supposed to win." And they don't, because they don't. And Jared Goff can suck. That's the problem.
So, my thing with that...
Deshaun, all right, you can look at Deshaun. This is Deshaun. You can even look at pre-Cleveland Browns Deshaun Watson.
Okay, if we're talking pre-Cleveland Browns...
He was still a quarterback. Was he not in the NFL? No. Was he not? Did those stats just go away on his career? Did they just dissipate in ESPN? Can you not go back and look at Deshaun Watson's stats from back then?
No, you can't.
Okay, good.
Saying,
that's great.
Today's Deshaun compared to today's Jared Goff, not Rams Goff, today.
He went 5-1 last year. I'm sorry his shoulder sucks.
Alex, trust me, bro.
What do you guys want from him? What do you want from him?
Sean Glazer on the planet, but I will say it's hard to compare. It's hard to compare Watson to anybody in the league right now because
Yes,
the
that's
sample
fine.
size is
That's
so
fine.
small.
It's not, but that's fine.
It's too small. It's too small.
Take away the year of him touching ladies, and if you look at every year prior to that, like Deshaun Watson was literally everything Jared Goff wishes he could have been. And just because he left for a year and a half and hasn't had a healthy season convinces me to no degree that Jared Goff somehow just obtains better objection than Deshaun Watson. It just, I don't know. He isn't his old self right now. It's obvious. No shit. But like he can be, and when he did against the Ravens was better than everything and anything we've ever seen from Jared Goff. And that was so that's one game. That's one game. He literally did that shit for one game, and it just so happened to be against a team that Jared Goff got blown out against.
Okay, because Watson's skill set and his
because it's better. It's better.
It's different. And it's different.
Better.
And it's better. I will say
it's better. I'm sick of it.
But we need to see more.
Yes, we need to. All right, listen. Jared Goff is cool. Like, congrats, Jared Goff. You can stay healthy. Like, I pledge you because I wish Deshaun could. But to sit here and tell me that Jared Goff is just somehow mythically better than Deshaun Watson is it hurts my head. It hurts my head because like I don't know. Like even Deshaun at like 75%, I still almost would take him over Jared Goff because at least at that point you have a quarterback that can move, that's been in high pressured situations, that knows how to win. Like I'm not saying Jared Goff doesn't know how to win, but where the fuck does Jared Goff go when the times get tough and they start playing real teams? Every time they play real teams, he disappears into the thin air like a vapor. He's not a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Deshaun Watson can win a Super Bowl. That's what I think in my head, and it could be objectively or not. But I'm looking at it from even Houston Deshaun. That team went and gave Patrick Mahomes a run for their money. Mm-hmm. Like that prime Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Patrick Mahomes, good Kelsey Patrick Mahomes.
Trust me, bro.
I get it. Like we're supposed to abide to the media and we're supposed to suck ESPN's top 100.
No, we're not.
We're supposed to. That's what everybody does, and that's where your guys listen. Everybody's objection about Deshaun Watson is sheerly just a put up objection that everybody has. I don't have it. It's just it doesn't exist. He's every time he actually plays a game, they win. And there's no magic to that. It's just how it fucking works. When you have a good quarterback who says hike, you win football game. Like, and he showed it last year, and even the year before in the small sample size, they still won games. It's not like they just came in and they just started losing. They won games. So it's like I get it. Like a full season, we need it. But like at this point, he has over three quarters season worth of film, and the man barely loses a game. Like he's just he can win. And even if he's not 100%, he'll find a way to win.
I get it. I think in certain aspects of that loaded question of is Watson or Goff better, there are certain aspects of like current time frame of like, well, if you look at this and that and this and that, then yes, it'll prove one way. But if you look at a lot of other stuff, it'll prove us and it'll prove another way.
Yeah, so I get it. Jared Goff is cool, bro. Sorry, Jared Goff. Like, I didn't mean to put you on the limelight there, but like,
you really did.
There's a level, like, I think Deshaun Watson as a 75% player is still better than a lot of people think that, like, nobody, like, because of his inability to stay healthy and not play, they forget the fact that, like, the dude, like, legitimately, and you could just look back, like, and I hate to be one game, And I get Goff's game against the Chiefs in 2018. I know that was the highest scoring game ever, but that was the worst defensive performance in game I've ever seen in my life. I'm pretty sure they turned the defensive sliders down for that game because, yeah, that's ridiculous. And to be fair, I would count. And did the Rams or Chiefs win that game? Do you remember that game? It was like 54 to 52. And
I think the Chiefs ended.
If the Chiefs won that game, then Deshaun Watson's game against the Ravens is better than that. Because the fact that Deshaun Watson comes out hurt, beyond hurt, like out for the rest of the season, should have left.
Rams won by 3.
No, the Rams won, so never mind. That might be Jared Goff's best game ever. No, wait. How did Todd Gurley play? Bullshit. How did Todd Gurley do? Because they had Todd Gurley. Nick Chubb didn't play, so Deshaun hasn't also had a Nick Chubb. Let's just be real. Having a Nick Chubb is different. Like, Jared Goff looked...
Todd Gurley, 12 carries, 55 yards.
No!
Jared Goff, 31 for 49, 413.
Oh my God!
4 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
Patrick Mahomes, 478, 33-46, 6 touchdowns.
Oh, never mind. So you got outperformed. You can't be that can't be your best career game. You can't have your best career game against someone that played better than you. That sucks. Like, imagine getting imagine Jared Goff went back into the locker room and had to look at the stats and say, "Damn, Patrick Mahomes actually had a better game than me." Like, I didn't even play as good as the guy I went against. I beat him.
Mahomes. That was his first season as a starter, and he went crazy.
Yeah, let me just. Oh, Goff also had a rushing touchdown. Okay, that's fair. Listen, it's Jared Goff, cool beans. They lost the fucking Super Bowl that year. I'll never let anybody forget that. It was the worst Super Bowl we've ever seen, ever. It was the worst offensive Super Bowl ever. And why? Why was it? Because Jared Goff was on the other side. Logan, where was that win in the Super Bowl? All right, I'm sick of it. Sick of it. Jared Goff is mid. Next question. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Sam Laporta can only carry for so long.
How about Jahmyr Gibbs?
And Jahmyr Gibbs. That team is loaded.
They're loaded, man.
And it's no coincidence that Jared Goff can look good doing it. And
I will say, I think Dan Campbell had a couple moments last year where it was like, "What are you doing, Dan?" But I honestly think he'll get better this season, and knowing like
the Lions will be a threat. I agree.
Yeah, they're definitely a threat.
I agree. I like the Lions, and I don't discredit Jared Goff. I know in my head that if Deshaun Watson plays every game this season, that he will be like there won't even be a comparison on how good Jared Goff is versus how good Deshaun Watson is.
I was gonna say, so I was like, man, like seeing Watson play against Dallas week 1 is gonna be huge for us. And then I was thinking, it just randomly made me think back to the game against Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh on Monday night last year, where we saw like the pick 6.
Right off the bat, and it's just
a strip sack for a touchdown for TJ Watt. A couple bad moments for Watson, and then I thought back to the Ravens game, that game that he went crazy in. To start the game, he remember who was it? Hamilton ended up picking it off.
Yeah, and he threw a pick 6 in that game immediately off the bat. Yeah.
It was, oh man.
Yeah.
I remember I was like, you gotta be kidding me. This is how this is gonna go. And then the game ended the way that it did, and you're like, holy shit, Watson is the next coming of Christ.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, it's one of those things where I think there's gonna be a lot less there's gonna be a lot less rust. There's gonna be a lot less of that he needs to get rolling. I think this year is the year that finally he comes out gunning. Mm-hmm. And I really think that last year was just a test to maybe they just jumped the gun. Maybe they tried to do too much. A mixture of everything, because like I just think when he got injured, it was always because he was in a situation he probably shouldn't have been in, and especially for him not playing, I feel like they needed to be more cautious with him. Now I feel like they don't need to. Like I feel like it's just time to go.
I
Like
agree.
you got to just send it. We have no more time to wait. Like we have it's now. It is now. The team is primed. Your wide receivers are insanely good. Your tight end is a goat. Your running back hopefully comes back and is goated.
Oh, he's gonna. Trust me.
Oh yeah, we're
He's
good.
gonna.
We're good. We're good. I like the Browns, man. JOK got his extension.
Big extension. How about Cooper? Obviously,
Cooper
I know
is
we talked about it, but he's been doing his thing at camp.
yeah, he's been doing his thing at camp regardless of all the BS that's going around town. Now, whether he was or wasn't in a trade package is beyond anybody. I think. I think it's beyond everybody. No one's gonna confirm or deny it. At this point, we have to just. It never happened. We got to brush it, and we got to keep going because this team is way too good and has way too much potential to be talking about all this other extra negative stuff. The only thing I will say that I'm concerned about is what they're gonna do with Gregory Newsome. Still,
Yeah.
I still sit here every day and I think to myself like, what are they gonna do with Greg Newsome? We got a random. What's going on, everybody? People joining up
Let's go.
out of nowhere. We got a random little surge. What's going on?
Let's go.
How are we doing today, guys? But yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. Like, because if you're not gonna sign him, and if you want to get value out of him, you have to trade him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, are you gonna trade him in the middle of the season?
Right.
If you have the number one ranked defense, are you gonna give it up, or are you gonna pray that you could like? What are you gonna do? Because you're not.
He takes a pay cut.
Maybe he does take. Well, and now that JOK takes a pay cut and all these people do, does he get a 2-year extension? Maybe.
Right.
Does he get a pay cut? Maybe. Because they're gonna have to pay Emerson too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be money.
Oh, definitely.
So they have to make a decision on what they want to do. And if they could get him for a number that they want, knowing that they could still get Emerson, I'm cool with it. I would love Newsome. But I also look at it the realistic standpoint of you're probably not going to pay 3 corners, and seeing that you're not paying Denzel Ward, and you're probably not paying Martin Emerson. He kind of becomes the third man out. So what they do with him is that's my only question with this season.
That's
really.
What I'm saying.
That's my question with the season is what they do with him.
Yep. I agree. I think it'll be really interesting, especially with Emerson stepping into that big role, obviously as the opposite side, covering the X or the Y, whoever you want to say. Obviously, that's usually a big-time receiver in today's league. But with Newsome playing in the slot, him not wanting to necessarily be known as a slot guy, wants to earn that starting corner money, which I think he's definitely earned it, but we don't need him to play that for us. We need him to.
That's
play the
not
slot.
his role here, and it sucks because you want to make him happy and you want him to be happy, and he definitely not saying that being on the number 1 defense sucks,
Right,
but when you're not playing the position. When you're not playing the position that you know you're maybe the best at or that you feel the most comfortable in, it sucks. And Logan said Newsome is better than Denzel, which is an outlandish statement to say.
What did he say?
He said Newsome is better than Denzel. Bro, Denzel didn't allow it. Denzel is actually the best cornerback in the league, I think.
Logan. I will say that Newsome absolutely has his moments against some of the big-time receivers in the league.
He's a great cornerback.
He always have a really good game against the Bengals because they are loaded, of course, as we all know. But still, with the sample size of what we have of Denzel and knowing what he can do and what he consistently does every year,
like
as long as he's not injured, because I know he's always injured. no one's better than him on our team, unfortunately. But we might see that. We might see Emerson. What if he takes
Yeah,
off,
I
man?
think Emerson's better than Newsome too, in my opinion. But
In some
uh,
cases,
Emerson's just in some
Newsome
cases.
Newsome gets burned on some plays or gets caught lacking on some plays, like deep shots or like against the Texans. I know there was a play or two where he got shown, who was the better player on the field. It was clearly the receivers.
They just destroyed us in that game.
They
Our
did.
defensive scheme did not work out for their offensive scheme.
It's like they didn't
And
change it from Christmas. They had from Christmas to the beginning of January. They're like,
yeah,
let's
yeah,
try that again.
yeah. They're like, let's try it again. Let's try what they did with Case Keenum against C.J.
Right.
Stroud. Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, the AFC is gonna be a race,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why I think I understand a little bit more of the discredit on the Browns, where it's like they're going into such a tough AFC that the Texans, the Ravens, the Bengals, if they could come back, the Chiefs, all these teams are insanely good and talented, top to bottom on their roster. And so it's like it's a pick and choose. Like there can only be one team. You know what I'm saying? Like only one team goes to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately.
And when it comes down to those teams being so good, like it becomes a coin toss. I mean, literally,
Right.
we've seen it happen. It becomes a coin toss.
Yep. With the whole AFC North, I don't necessarily mean Pittsburgh as much, but I mean especially if the Bengals are able to find the success that they had if Burrow's healthy, and of course they've got their two main guys, Higgins and Chase, and Mixon's gone out of the backfield, which may be kind of a question mark, but I think they'll be fine regardless. They could be a threat. Browns seem to always have success against them, so I'm never worried. Not even too worried about the Ravens. Obviously, they have some really good games. Me, Logan, and good friend JJ spent a lot of money to go see the Deshaun and Lamar first matchup, Browns Ravens, and of course it was 20 25 minutes before the game, and DTR gets announced as the starter, and we're like, you have got it. We spent like, I don't know, $200 or something like that on the tickets. I don't remember how much we spent on them, but it was a lot of money, and we were like, you got to be kidding me. And then we got torn apart.
Yep, we got absolutely destroyed in that game.
Terrible.
No good. DTR.
That was week 4, week 5. I mean, it was still early. It was only like early October, late September.
Yeah. Thought we were cooked. Little did we know in that week that we would make it to the playoffs. With Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco. Speaking of which, I have a Joe Flacco shirt that I bought kind of on a whim last season when he was going on his magical run, and now I have no purpose for it. It's gonna end up at a thrift store one of these days.
We got Jameis Winston though.
We have Winston, dude. I'd rather have Winston. I think we may have talked about it on Sunday, but that pregame speech, man.
We were, of course. It's Jameis Winston, baby. Come on.
He's the biggest hype man ever. Like, he's undefeated. You just can't hate Jameis. You just can't hate him.
No, you can't. You can't hate the kid. You don't hate. You don't hate him. You can't hate him, and you won't hate him.
What's Logan saying? Is he still talking his ish?
Well, I don't think we want to hear what he was talking about.
Yeah, I don't think I want to either.
Because he was talking about how Ward is not in his top 5.
Oh my god, in his top 5?
Yeah. Logan.
Dude has nothing good to say. Nothing good.
So sorry guys, I'm trying to change up some. I gotta change up this because I didn't mean to make it that like all wonky.
What'd you do?
Chat's seeing me change things right now.
You guys are lucky. I can't see nothing. I just see Alex's gorgeous face.
Oh, there you guys go. It doesn't even look the same, but this is just a reminder to give the social medias a follow. Make sure you guys like the content that we be putting out and stuff. This is a short little plug for all the socials.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, Logan, whoa. Whoa.
What?
No.
What's going on? What's going
We
on?
good. We good. It's white now, guys. Now we good. We good. We good.
Good.
But
Had a couple tech difficulties.
nah, there was no. It was low key no technical difficulties.
No
It was
tech
kind of funny. We were fine. But Sauce, Tre'Davious Ward, Ramsey,
Stop. Tre'Davious?
McDuffie,
What are you
Surtain. Oh.
Okay, those guys are good, but
No, listen, Paul. Like when Denzel Ward is on the field, he's better than every one of those players, and he's healthy. I'm sorry, he is. He is. There's not a corner that the league would not rather go against.
and there's no Browns bias behind that. And Logan, don't be scared to have a little bit. I know you're
Don't
not.
yeah,
like,
bro. Don't be scared to bring the Browns bias out,
Right.
Logan. I need you talking,
I know
baby.
it's in there,
If
bro.
I need you on the, if I'm getting you on the show, Logan. If I have you on the show, I need you in Browns bias mode.
Right. Bro.
Like I need you talking. I need you chatting. I need Denzel Ward being the top 3 cornerback in the league. I need all the energy out of you, bro. What are you doing?
Need more energy out of you, Logan. Need you on the stream one of these times, bro.
No, we're getting you on, Logan. You better hop on, and you better tell us when you want to hop up and talk, because we will have you on and we will talk. But yeah, man. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the Browns is once again we're just kind of in a wait period. The Guardians had an off day, so
It's tough.
he said, Logan, I can't keep talking to you about this. You're hurting my head, dude.
Good.
I can't.
What do you say?
He said he's not even top 10. He said he's maybe top 15.
He's messing with you.
I hope he is, because I might have to I might have to kill him. But
yeah, I know he's not serious.
But yeah, man, I think we just absolutely killed another show, ladies and gentlemen.
Me too. Always.
Like always.
When don't we?
I like always, chat. I'm actually gonna be starting because I just found out that in college football you can transfer when you leave the NFL, or when you enter the NFL, you can transfer your dude to Madden and get drafted. So
Really?
I'm gonna do a 4-year run in college football, and then we're gonna get our dude drafted, and we're sending him off to somewhere.
Dude,
But I'm gonna I'm gonna put a poll out probably tomorrow. Actually, yeah, probably tomorrow, because I'll probably stream either tomorrow night or maybe like Saturday night or something like that.
Hey, I'll be on tomorrow night if you're trying to run some.
And it might be tomorrow night.
If
Tomorrow night might work out better. But yes, the new Madden does drop, and so that's why I want to start. I gotta start getting my dude through the ropes. I gotta get him through the first couple of years so we can get drafted. But
have you played at all?
Yeah, I've played. I kind of wanted to play and try it out just before I started streaming it. So,
where did you go for college?
Kent State.
Did you? I sent my guy to Kent too.
I went to Kent State, then I transferred every year. I played at Kent State for my freshman and sophomore year. Transferred to Florida my junior year. Won the national championship against Ohio State. Came second in Heisman, and then transferred my junior year. Now I'm in my senior year at Ohio State.
Really?
I have to play one season with the Buckeyes, so I'm gonna go win a national championship for my boys, and then, but that'll be off stream. On stream, listen, chat. I'm gonna be putting something on all social medias tomorrow. Big poll. We're gonna vote. I'm gonna think of 4 teams that all need a rebuild, Random teams. I have no idea. I kind of want to do Vanderbilt, but I'll let you guys choose. So, but I'll let you guys choose a team, and we're gonna start grinding a dude to get him drafted, and then he'll get drafted, and then we'll play Madden with him, and then he'll cook.
Dude, I gotta download my Madden.
But yes, so chat, watch out for that because I might be streaming that tomorrow, depending. And don't forget to check the social medias, give them a follow, so you can watch the video with the vote, and make sure you vote so that we can get our dude going crazy. But yeah, other than that's sorry we were a day late. Hopefully we still brought we sending you to the worst team possible is crazy talk.
I like that. I like that. Send him to Southern Miss.
Don't send me to Southern Miss, guys. Please do not send me to, what is it? Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State. Yeah,
Please don't send me to Kennesaw State, guys. At least Vandy. At least put me in a conference where I have a chance to upset somebody. But yeah, but nonetheless, guys, that was a show. We killed it. Another day, exciting time in Cleveland sports.
Mm-hmm.
We're still cooking. The Browns are getting a step closer. Maybe next episode we'll talk a little bit of fantasy football.
Ooh, yeah.
We gotta start. Yeah, we gotta start talking a little fantasy football. So maybe we'll get some fantasy football on Sunday. Make sure you guys check the social medias for that vote video. And watch out for a live stream tomorrow because I might just be on and we might be cooking. Road to getting our dude drafted. So don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Before pre-recording, post-recording, whatever. We love you guys.
Of course.
And we will see you guys on the next stream. So Sunday is the next show, probably 8:30 again, like always. So, you know the drill. We love you guys.